Everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with another reaction. We're going to check out another interview with Sir Paul McCartney. This title says greatest ever interview. I mean, we can title everything greatest interview ever. And this is from April 1982, which is just about 16 months after John Lennon was killed. And yeah, I'm deeply uh, immersed in Beatles lore, in their music, in interviews, books, and documentaries. So I still have a lot to explore. In terms of studio albums, I have finished Abbey Road, so we only have one left. That's going to be bittersweet, but there's many other things I can explore in terms of the documentaries and stuff, and the books that have been written, and so many things are coming out, and of course their solo careers, and it's been a great journey. I said they become my favorite band. That's it. I said it. So yeah, let's check this out.
The truth was that the Beatles had just split up, and it's really the equivalent for you of losing this job.
Which might happen. You never get down.
You never know. Yeah. But you think about that. You got a good job, you got a good position, and suddenly, next day, it's like, well, what are we going to do today? It's not there anymore, and it's a big number. The rug pulled underneath your feet.
Is that why
Wow.
Wings went through such?
He put it so succinctly and eloquently. It's just the dream job, the best job. Of course, there's struggles there. You're working with different people, different creative opinions and stuff. But it is a tough one to swallow. Tough. Like, oh, what am I gonna do now? It's always hard to figure that out. And being, arguably the greatest band ever. I mean, that dark pit you fall in must be the darkest one.
Is that why Wings went through such a
Yeah.
metamorphosis? Such a searching for identity.
Really, yeah. The question is, follow that.
Well, I don't know. The thing is, do you expect them
Follow
just to
that.
go on forever?
There it is. That's what I meant.
Making more and more money, making more and more figures, bigger and bigger. You can't.
No matter how good people are, no matter how well they do, they don't just stay up on the top all the time. There's got to be ups and downs. And I think, the difficulty was to do anything after the Beatles that would look even remotely valid.
Are you at all
Man,
concerned about what the
it's a
critics
tough one.
say?
A lot of pressure.
No, he said, lying through his teeth. Not at all.
No, he said
No,
he's
don't
reached
even
for the
notice it.
review.
No, no. Oh. Yeah, I'm too concerned, probably. But you can't help it. You're human, you see papers. And if, since you're a kid, you read papers and sort of take them for what they are, if they're talking about you, well, you know it. You can't help it, And it's probably...
That's very honest. That's very honest. And if we see something about somebody else, we can kind of say, hey, we can look third person and say, oh, this is a Crocker-ish. But when it's about yourself, it's tough. People that are long in the business like him maybe get thicker skin over the years, but it's a tough one. And if you're one of the most well-known people in the world, they're right about you 24/7. Everything you do is news. You go to the bathroom, it's news.
worse when they hit on something that you're a little insecure about anyway.
Right. Right.
But my God, Paul McCartney certainly has
Insecure?
no reason to be insecure.
From the outside.
No, I'm insecure. Just like everyone. A lot of people said, oh, he's
Love the
crazy.
honesty.
And I think we were, too. We just met, and it was in all that kind of euphoria of just having met the first couple of years. And I think I just kind of said to her, look, I'm going to be doing music and stuff. Do you fancy being up there with me? Can you imagine that when the kind of curtain comes up and there's all people there? Could you handle that? And do you fancy it? Well, yeah, sounds all right to me. Truth, I just wanted Linda up there, that's all. It wasn't so much, in truth, from a music point of view, as just a feeling point of view, really. Obviously, they're better musicians than Linda, but that wasn't what it was about.
Have you surprised yourself?
Again, the honesty. I truly appreciate that. And they just didn't want to be apart, which makes it so bittersweet every time I see them together or when he talks about her. having, a great partner myself and seeing that, and you talk about them, but you have no idea what's in store, and maybe how soon you might lose them, way too soon in their case. And you don't know. I could be talking today and tomorrow something might happen, and then watching stuff like this is very eerie because we already know the ending, right? Uh, all right, it's 1982, but man, it's it's tough. To
Stuff a
think
little bit.
about.
I mean, in terms of your devotion to
Yeah,
family. I
I
mean,
think, when I was younger, definitely, I could have never imagined it, Would have really thought I was just, I don't know, just be a bachelor and a musician or something. It creeps up on you, though, doesn't it? You get to an age, though, you suddenly realize you like all that stuff.
Hey, what a guy! I love him.
You can't talk about having babies. You've got to have babies. There's a big difference, Talking about them, imagining it and theorizing is one thing, but actually having them crawling all over you and they're yours, makes a big difference. They're nearly always with me. I've just been in LA. They were there with me. They're here with me now. Not here with me, but here with me.
has it been at all difficult to find a balance between being a good family man and a good music man?
I don't really think it has, actually. I think things have got to work out right. You got to be lucky, find the right woman and stuff. Obviously, it's not all great, and you're going to be in a restaurant, and someone's going to come up and stick a thing under your nose, and you say, "Do you mind? Just wait till after dessert."
Can you be objective about your work at all?
After a long time, I can. After a while, I can do it. When I'm just going along, I hear it on the radio. This is a great conversation with Quincy Jones.
That is true. I mean, I'm nowhere near. I write not songs but books, and even with a first draft or wherever you put it in the virtual drawer, for at least a month, and it would be better if you could put it there alone. But of course, if you want to regularly publish something, you can't really put your work aside for years every time. We're not aging whiskey here, but you come back with fresh eyes. You have a little bit more of a like, oh, that's kind of no good. And now when I go back to like a story I wrote 5 years ago, it's like, okay, yeah, you almost forgot a lot of it, and then it's like reading it almost as a reader. Sometimes it triggers memories, but you can see like, oh yeah, I would change this and that, of course. And then another 5 years, of course, you would change it all over again. So I bet for them it's the same. It's similar, but of course these songs are played so much. It's hard to get away from them. You know, I wonder about that. But yeah, objectively, they make awesome music. So
This is a great conversation with Quincy Jones I was working with out in LA. And something he once read somewhere was this thing about there's two approaches to a thing, of the creative and the judicial. And your big problem is when you do them both at once. You try and be creative and at the same time check whether your spelling's right. Because you kill it.
yeah,
The minute it goes out, you kill it. And the minute, so you never get any creative.
that's exactly how it works for authors as well. You have to kind of turn your internal editor off when you're kind of flowing. If you're doing a first draft, or if you maybe with a song, you kind of have to do it and then later polish it up, I guess. I don't know how it works with music and songwriting because you have different elements. You have music, you have the lyrics, and then of course later all the production that comes with that. I guess that's kind of the editing process because you have to record it too, and then edit it or polish it up, mix and master. So there's different stages every time. Same with story, but yeah, you have to turn your internal editor off and not think of spelling mistakes in the beginning or any hiccups in the musical process, I guess. So there's a lot of overlap there, just a little bit difference uh, in the approaches and the production and stuff.
the same time, check whether your spelling's right. Because you kill it. The minute it goes out, you kill it. And the minute, so you never get any creative flow. So for me, the judicial thing has to come later. I just got to kind of push
Some
it
people
out.
can do it, though.
And I've got
Some
a great
people can do
producer
it.
I work with, so he actually is the objective one. I had a song called Ebony and Ivory, which I'd written, and I wanted to sing it with a black guy. So I'll do the ivory, and I'd like to get somebody to, I'd like it to be a duet. First thought was Stevie, really. I just thought whatever could get hold of anyone to be Ebony for that song, I'd like to do it with Stevie, just because I'm a fan of his.
What was his reaction?
So I rang him up. He said, yeah.
What's the message of Ebony and Ivory?
I've heard this title before. I've never heard a song, I think.
People of all types could live together.
Need every song have a deep message and have some deep, lasting...
Oh, no, I don't need that in a song, you know. It's something, it doesn't... No, it's a funny thing, isn't it, records? I mean, you know, it can just be a sound can really attract you to a thing. Just a noise or a word, Huckleberry Friend, or... You know, there's always just a little gem of something.
You'll be 40 in June. I hope I'm not giving away any trade secrets. I think you're handling it well. What does it mean to you?
Being 40? Yeah. It doesn't mean a lot, you know. Being 39, being 40, being 3,823. I mean, I remember seeing Bridget Bardot is 40. Marilyn is 40, you know, and there's all certain people, and when they get to be 40, it's a headline. I'm not really likening myself to Bridget and Marilyn, but I'm obviously coming in for a little bit of that stuff, you know, like, what's it feel like to be 40? Actually, surprisingly, it doesn't faze me at all. No.
How long would you like to keep on doing this?
This, forever.
No! Can you love this guy even more? Forever. Well, he's doing pretty good on that front, man. Wow. Beautiful. He loves it. Obviously. Doesn't have to do it for any financial reasons, so he loves it. That's beautiful. And how can you walk away from that passion, really? Ever? How can you, if you found that love and you do what you love, how can you walk away from it? It's not about retiring. That word is not even a thing then, right? It's not like just us average Joe Schmoes. I was, hey, I had enough of this job. I want to quit it, you know, because it feels like a job for the people who love what they do. It's just their life and their passion. So why would you walk away from that? That seems insane. So I love that he's still going. I hear he's gearing up for a new album and stuff, and you know, that keeps you kind of engaged and alive and young, I guess. It's amazing. He finished a really successful tour. So yeah. Love it. Love it.
Really? I think so, yeah. I haven't found anything
Forever.
better yet. Sort of, for me, I really feel as though I'm a writer, really. And I feel, you know, you'd be 98, be 100, and still say, yes,
Hey, I'm there.
tomorrow. Whatever it is, you know. It may slow down a bit, maybe get to a few more ballads. But, you know, it's just an act of imagination, writing, and as long as I can imagine, I suppose, I'll be writing.
Concert tour of Japan.
That's nice. I mean, yeah, he can't hit the notes anymore, you know, like he did when he was 30 or 40. And then you change the songs a little bit, you change the key, or you write new songs that fit your voice better, whatever. Just, I respect that. I love it. And it's a beautiful thing.
For the possession of marijuana.
Oh, you got busted?
It was just a silly mistake, actually. I came from America, and the liberal climate in America towards said substance. And went to Japan with a law of 7 years hard labor. Yeah.
Oh.
You wound up 9 days in the clink.
And I ended up 9 days in the clink, yes.
Really? 9 days?
Rich experience.
I didn't know that. Oh, that could have been, he could have made some great songs. 7 years in the clink. Ha! See, that's why I love doing these. Now I learn a little bit more about them, man. Yeah, you got to check the laws first, bro. You check your pockets. Oh, if you by accident left something in there. Paul, I need to find out more about that story. Oh.
Isn't the clink, yes. Quite a rich experience of life.
Embarrassing experience? Angry experience?
I mean, you know, what can you
No,
do?
worrying,
Screw it up.
really, frightening. I mean, if it had just been me in a group or something, I don't think it would have been so bad. I took the wife and kids, see, like I always do. So Daddy got busted.
Oh,
Where's Daddy?
no.
Away for the evening. So I was imagining Linda and the kids, a little house on the outskirts of Tokyo, the kids being brought up in Japanese schools. You know.
Yeah.
That was
Your
gonna
mind
be
goes
it. I
there.
thought,
Oh, boy.
you know, it just was suddenly warp 5, you know.
My life is over.
Yeah. Tokyo and stuff, you know. I just was trying to imagine that, you know. Is this serious? You know, am I really going to be in jail for 7 years and making
That's
mailbags?
scary.
You know, for a lot of critics, it went hand in hand, rock and drugs.
I don't really know about everyone else, you know. I mean, for me, it used to be a lot more widespread. You know, it's kind of eased off.
Is it a burden to be the person that everybody's looking to, anxious to see what he does?
I try and not think about all that stuff. It's one of the reasons I really try and lead, like, a normal kind of life.
At the time of his death
Nice.
in 1980, John Lennon's relationship with McCartney barely resembled times when they were the best of friends.
I would have liked to have seen him the day before and just straightened everything out, you know. That's one of the things about sort of sudden death like that, you know, is that you do there are many things left unsaid, you know. But on that angle, really, I didn't feel quite so bad because, like, the last time I had spoken to him, we had actually cleared a lot of our differences up, and we'd sort of... Well, you see, one of our big problems over the last 10, 12 years had been the business thing. And we found that we could talk to each other as long as we were talking about kids, talking about stuff like that. It was really easy. And we could get on fine, and it was, wow, you know, well, how are your kids? Wow. And we'd be going to be terrific, you know. And suddenly, either one of us would kind of say, oh, what about the Apple thing then? And he'd get real mean, wow, you know, because, I mean, that was like a serious game of Monopoly, that.
Yeah, money is a divider, not a unifier. Ah, man, if John Lennon would have had more time, I would hope that they would have reconciled. Maybe not work together, maybe not make any more music, but just be at peace and coming together just as friends or just be okay with each other. Yeah, it's I just read an article about you know, the person who killed him. Oh yeah, he revealed like, oh, this, I wanted attention as much as him. I wanted to be famous, and now I'm famous because such unnecessary violence. It really yeah, pisses me off.
Because, I mean, that was like a serious game of Monopoly, that.
Did John's death, in any way, change the way Paul McCartney views his celebrity status?
Not my celebrity status, no. But it changed a lot of things.
Safety.
Changed how... Well, something like that, obviously, like, it's very final. To me, it was sort of end of an era. Sort of really wrapped up the Beatles thing, kind of thing, for me. Because it was always... Although the four of us never really thought we were going to get back together. The press would always ask us if we were, and people on the street. But we pretty much knew we wouldn't get back together because I think we really felt we'd done it.
They did.
Before Lennon's death, he and Yoko lived in New York, where she managed their business affairs, and rumors of a strained relationship with McCartney persisted. Recently, McCartney and his wife, Linda, met with Yoko for a reunion. Should not everyone have been surprised? I mean, are you...
That's what everyone seems to think. Yoko and I are sort of at war, you know. I think it's based on events of the last kind of 10 years. No, during the last year or so, we've had a better relationship than we've ever had, probably. Yeah. We just find we're suddenly able to talk to each other. It's a weird thing, really, but she's a nice lady.
Did John's death, did it frighten you in terms of...
John's thing,
yeah, did it frighten you in terms of your personal concern for your own welfare, for Linda's?
Yeah, a bit, you know, because I suppose you know there's nuts out there, you know there are crazy people everywhere, but you don't really think it's going to happen. I suppose something like that actually sort of focuses it. And I mean, it's tough, but yeah, obviously I was worried for a few weeks, but I don't think you can live like that. I wouldn't like to live with that on my mind. So really, my attitude is just try and just push it out of my mind. I don't really know what else to do.
Right. Because that's living in fear and you can't come outside anymore. But it is scary, especially when you're that famous and everybody knows you and they just can run up. And I even saw that, that person, the guy who did it, even John Lennon was like nice enough to sign, I think it was one of his records or a photo. I don't know specifically the same day or the day before. I don't know. Earlier he had signed it. And then this guy shoots him in the back. That is just, it's, I mean, it happened all before I was born, but, learning about this, getting to know the Beatles music, loving the Beatles, that is just hitting me like it's so fresh. Like it's weird. It happened so many years ago, but for me, it feels like, oh, I'm so infuriated and heartbroken by that. And I can imagine that everybody around the world, when they heard that, that's like a pivotal moment where everybody remembers where they were when they heard it. Yeah, heartbreaking and infuriating, senseless violence. And this, I mean, the title said greatest interview ever. It really was a great interview. I enjoyed seeing the clips of this and Paul's answers and talking about his love for the craft, really, and some of the technical stuff, and also just life and being a family man. He's really grounded for being, one of the most famous people ever. I mean, it doesn't happen a lot. It usually something happens along the way and it really turns people with that much fame or money into sometimes psychopaths or really darkness. But I think the family thing really kept him grounded. That's nice. I love him. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Hope to see you in another one. Peace.